Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by Money Stocks. Today is January 15th, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you'll see here is that the futures are trading higher by about 2 points at the moment to around 18.35 per contract. Yesterday, the market did catch a big bid to the upside, although the volume was a little bit lighter. The month of January, always a turbulent and volatile month. The market's reversing everything that they lost on Monday. So today we're seeing just a little bit of a sideways move. Futures were up a little higher earlier in the session, but now have come down a little bit. But nonetheless, they are still positive by about 2 points at the moment. Now, overseas, very important to keep note of this. But in Asia last night, you did have the Nikkei 225 index trade a lot higher. It finished up, I believe, 2.5%. I'll show you the Nikkei now. And one thing you'll see here, whenever you get a big reversal day like this, it's usually on the back of a weaker Japanese yen, and that certainly was the case. If you flop over, or switch over, I should say, to the dollar yen chart, what you'll see here is dollar yen really caught a big bid in yesterday's session. And today it's actually upticking a little bit more. If we go back to a intraday chart here, you'll see holding up pretty well. Dollar yen goes up. It's usually beneficial for the overall stock market here in the U.S., the S&P 500. It's also very beneficial for the Nikkei 225, which is the Japanese market. And it's also, when the dollar yen goes up, it's also a negative for gold. So with that being said, let's just take a quick look at the GLD this morning. And what you'll see here is that the GLD is trading lower. It's down around 116.23. Closed at 119.23. Closed at 119.89 yesterday. So spot gold at the moment, it looks like it is down about $10. So anytime you get dollar yen to trade higher, usually gold is going to come under some pressure. If the dollar yen starts to sell off, gold will catch a bid pretty quickly. So I think that's something we have to look at right now. Dollar yen had a big day yesterday and is holding up today. It's a very important currency pair for everybody to follow. Let's take a look at the European markets real quick. Quick glance over there, and Europe is holding up very well today. You have the German DAX up 1.3%. French CAC 40 is up about 0.6%. FTSE 100, which is England, they can print their own money. They are up about 0.5% at the moment. So again, really no problems here at the moment from what I can see, what I can tell. Markets seem to hold steady right now, and we'll see how this all plays out throughout the rest of the trading day. But I think traders must remember this coming Friday is options expiration, and that makes for usually for a volatile trading week. So don't be surprised. We're going to get big moves in certain equities. But as for the major stock indexes, they seem to be hanging in there pretty well at the moment. All right, let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. Bank of America, that's first and foremost. Looks like they reported earnings. I think they beat on their number. The one thing you want to take note of Bank of America, if it gets to around $18, should be pretty good resistance there. Right now, I don't know if the stock has a lot more upside in it, but nonetheless, it is coming off of a sloppy 5-day base. So it can trade up a little bit higher. But 18 would probably seal the deal. I have a hard time thinking BAC will go much higher than 18 at the moment. But anyway you slice it or dice it, you want to respect it at least until that level. If it comes down from there, it comes down. But I really don't see much more upside than 18. But I would not be jumping on board here either way. Looking at a couple of other names here, you have the 3D printing names in play today. Let's start off with XONE. Hopefully I got some gap levels for this one, but this is a very volatile name, so traders want to be a little bit careful. But the whole entire sector is getting hammered off XONE's guidance. The stock is getting hit pretty hard. 3D Systems is another stock in the group. It's getting hit pretty hard. Stratasys, SSYS, is another leading stock in the 3D printing business. This one closed at 119.36. It's trading at 118. So this one seems to be holding up the best at the moment. Stratasys, and then you have VJet, and this one right now. Seems to be hanging in there. Well, it's getting hit a little bit. Closed at 42.43. It's trading at basically $40 at the moment. So watch all these equities here today. They're going to be in motion. I have some levels for 3D Systems and XONE. They will be posted in the chat room at 9 a.m. I'm going to take a look at another one, this QI WI, this Kiwi. This stock is getting hit today as well. It closed at $53.96. Right now it's trading at $49. A little short-term level I have here, and this is a little bit tough because this is a real light volume name, would be around the 46.50 level. 46.50 could be some short-term support, but remember, you don't want to trade this in heavy fashion simply because it's a light volume name. Sometimes these levels can overshoot, but I'll keep that one on my radar today if it does get to that level. Again, this stock on a good day trades around 200,000 shares. On a really good day, it trades 500,000. So today it is gapping down sharply. So you want to be a little bit careful with it. If you are a day trader like myself, you cut down your share size a little bit on when you deal with these type of equities. But that's a level I'll keep on my radar, right around 46.50, might be 46.60, in that vicinity. But again, that could be a level where some support comes in for a little scalp bounce intraday. Looking at oil this morning, when I see the oil market here, I'm looking at light sweet crude trading higher by about 41 cents, right to $93 a barrel. So let's go to the all-important USO. This is a good way to trade light sweet crude here in the United States. And what you'll see here is that this is trading at $33.29. It closed at $33.04 yesterday. So there is short-term support at 33 for the USO. Decent little uptick at the moment. How high can it go today? I'm not really sure. But nonetheless, oil is getting a little bit of a bid before the opening bell. So I'm really not certain how this is going to play out, but we'll see what it does do. But there is still a fair amount of support at 33. Today at 10:30, you'll have oil inventory numbers released. So oil could be volatile around that time period. So just be aware of that. I don't know what the numbers are going to be, nor do I really even care. We just really want to watch the reaction in the stock. So we'll see in the chat room today if there's any chart pattern going into that oil inventory number at 10:30 this morning. I do believe we're going to have some economic news a little bit later today, if I'm not mistaken. I know we had some Empire State Manufacturing numbers that were just released just a few moments ago. But I do believe that we're going to have, I think, maybe the Fed's beige book today, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll have to check for that. That's usually out at around 2 o'clock, and I believe that is out today. So you want to watch that news around 2 o'clock this afternoon, Fed's beige book. I don't know if they're going to say anything in there to shake the markets or to ramp the markets higher, but it can be a market moving event, especially on a market that is so sensitive to Federal Reserve news. So we'll see how that plays out, but that will be out at 2 o'clock, and I think that's going to be the main event there, or the main thing that we have to watch for. Apple today is out talking about their deal with China Mobile. I don't know how much we could make from it. Those of you that are listeners, you know I've talked about the 529, 530 level as being near-term support. So far, that level has worked out on a bigger time frame. Stock's now back up to 553, 554. We'll give it a slight upside bias for the time being. I don't know if we could really do much more than that, but I know a lot of you have been asking me about Apple. But so far, it has done what we thought it would do. Get a bounce around the 529, 530 level, and now you got to be a little bit more cautious. The easy money's been made in that equity. So either way, we'll give it a slight upside bias. That's about all we could do with it at the moment. We'll see how this all plays out. But with that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and I will see you on the charts. Take care now.